For many years here in the Mount Washington Valley, we have had raised beds for all of our vegetable gardens. In recent years, our daughter has started a farming operation that includes a high tunnel greenhouse. However, before the greenhouse was built, I wanted to clear a tree that was going to be blocking the sun for it in a good part of the summer and winter and fall. The tree that was in the way was very similar to this one, which is not far from the greenhouse, but on the north side. The tree was close to 24 inches on the butt end, which was fine, but the problem with this tree was that it was because it was grown in the wide open spaces with nothing around it, it had a tremendous amount of taper. It's very similar to the one shown in this photo. So the tree had to be cut down. It occurred to me that I could mill it on my sawmill in such a way that I could get the maximum amount out of it. It was about almost 2 feet across on the butt end, but at the 16-foot point, it was only maybe a foot in diameter, an awful lot of taper. So the question was, do I mill it conventionally, by cutting it in half and milling each half to get the most out of it, or do I try and get every bit of it out so that I can use it, all of it, for the garden bed? The log is propped up on the mill so that this first cut allows me as much as I can keep on the top end of the log, and the plan is at the butt end of the log, the near end, I will have at least enough for 4 3-inch boards or timbers. Here the log has been turned a quarter and it's been propped up on the narrow end in order to give a minimum amount of slab removal to keep as much of the wood as possible. The next step was to flip the log completely over and repeat the exact same process. I continued to mill the log until I had a cant that was just a little over 12 inches on the narrow dimension, which would allow me to get all 4 of my 3-inch timbers or boards out of that cant. This was the final result. This is what I had intended to do all along. By using the full taper and reversing the boards or the timbers, stacking them on top of one another at complementary angles to each other, it made the top and bottom parallel to each other, and I had some other pieces for the very ends. So this gave me all of the timber without wasting anything but a little bit from the butt end as slab. Now that I know this trick, that other tree that I showed at the beginning, when it gets a little too big and in the way, it may end up as another garden bed.